What's going on, y'all? I create a lot of stuff on my computer. I live stream, I play video games, Call of Duty Modern Warfare in specific, and it requires a lot of RAM, a lot of virtual RAM, a lot of my graphics processing unit, and my central processing unit's capabilities or max limits. And so I've increased doubled my CPU by activating my redundant cores. You can check for the link in the description below or at my channel, Simplified by Dylan on YouTube, and it will tell you how to do that. But today we're going to talk about adding more virtual RAM through Windows 10's paging file option, or settings that you can find by right clicking this PC and going to properties. Once we get to properties, we want to go to advanced system settings, and then we are starting off in advanced. If you're not there, just go to advanced and then go to performance, hit settings. I'm going to adjust for best performance, and then I'm going to go to advanced, and then programs is what we want it set for, so it's not prioritizing anything that's in the background, and then change the paging file, which could cause system instability, and everything I'm showing you to increase your gaming performance could possibly potentially create system instability, meaning you have to reinstall Windows, which is a really simple thing. Just make sure you keep up your data backed up. Windows, to me, is like a fruit or vegetable or something that is disposable. It's going to get rotten over time, and you want to have a fresh, clean installation of it. So I always have a bootable USB. Check in the description below, or if I don't put it in there, because I don't know if I have that video out still, I may have unpublished it so I could remake it. But yeah, so ask me about it if you can't find it. But yeah, anyways, let's just go ahead and unclick the automatically managed paging file size for all drives and hit custom size. I want to look and first see how much is free. It says 754,518 megabytes. Let's get gigabytes though. I'm going to click this PC. It says 730 gigabytes. Okay, so there's 1,024 megabytes. You times that by 730. I'm guessing you would grab this number. And so I would like to increase. So the recommended, and then there's currently allocated, right? I'm going to go ahead with the recommended of way higher. Our initial size way higher of 16 gigabytes. So I want to pull out my calculator here and put 16 times 1024 equals 16,384. So we're going to allocate an initial size of 16,384. You know what? Actually, I think about that, and so to use the VRAM is going to be harder on your so it'll be harder on your system if you're using too much. So the initial size is like the size it starts at, and then maximum is what it can grow to. So I want it to be able to be like a lower initial size. So I am going to start by clearing this out. Let's just go with a more reasonable number, like 2 gigabytes. Maybe let's just do 3. Let's do 3 gigabytes times 1024. And we'll get 3,072, which is closer to the initial size that we already have. And then I want to use a maximum size of, let's say, 80 gigabytes times 1024 equals 81,920. Now, if you don't know much about RAM or what I'm doing right here, I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you. But let me get this finished first. So now we have to take out the commas because it's not going to recognize those. And we're going to set that and save that. Okay. And we're going to hit apply. It's going to change the performance. It won't see the thumbnails anymore. Okay. And okay. And it gives me the option to restart now, which I will do. But first I want to finish the video. So I wanted to talk about system info and the RAM, right? So system information tells me that I have installed physical memory or random access memory, RAM. It's initially going to be the same thing as the virtual RAM. The differences are That's why I said essentially, right? Differences are the RAM itself is going to be like sticks that we put in physically to the computer, right? It can be integrated as well into like the motherboard on a laptop or something like that, something you can't change out. And then there's the virtual memory that it's talking about is already a spot on your motherboard that's specifically for that VRAM. And then there's paging file space, which is space that is allocated on your hard disk drive or solid state drive. I have a solid state drive M.2, so mine will be like the fasting, some of the faster paging file that you can get. I have the Samsung 870 EVO 1 terabyte solid state drive, so it's pretty fast. And allocating that much will help increase performance, but it'll also help. It'll create system instability. So when you do that, it's going to be really good for a while, and then all of a sudden it's not going to be really good, and then you'll have to start over and do this process again. But if you're trying to stream and play games, or even just play games and you can't, this is a good way to help increase your system performance, as well as editing a whole bunch of the settings in Windows 10 to ensure that you are not being boggled down by a whole bunch of system apps, which I will show you in the next videos to come. And so if there's anything else I can add to this video, or you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and go ahead and reset my computer so I can finish this process.